Hey guys, so here's my review of American Horror Story Coven, Episode 3, The Replacements. So the episode starts off with Fiona late at night. She's drinking and popping pills and everything, and she has a flashback of her and her mother back in the 70s and how they're talking about, how Fiona's going to be the Supreme and just about power and everything. And this really shows how Fiona is just obsessed with power, and she just, wants to be Supreme, and she just wants to be, the top dog. And her mother is just like, oh, I don't want you being Supreme and all this stuff, and like you have to earn it, and just going on, and then eventually Fiona just slits her throat. And in the doorway, it actually shows Spaulding watching her do this, so I feel like maybe on future episodes they're gonna mention how maybe Fiona maybe puts a hex on Spaulding so he can never talk again, or maybe she actually cuts out his tongue, because obviously he's seen her kill her mother, and he even later on sees her kill Madison, so he obviously has a lot of dirt on Fiona, but he cannot tell anybody. As the episode continues, it shows Zoe meet up with Kyle's mother, Mrs. Spencer, and you kind of get to see Kyle's home life and his mom, smoking pot and everything, and she's really upset about Kyle's death, and she really misses her son and everything, which is totally understandable. And there's even a little kind of flashback of her almost actually committing suicide over the loss of her son, which was really dramatic. And Zoe is just telling her, you'll see Kyle again. I mean, trust me, you'll see him again. And as the episode continues, it shows Madame LaLaurie adjusting to life in 2013, and she's watching President Obama on TV, and she's just outraged and disgusted. And Fiona comes in and, telling her, you need to adjust to this life, and things are totally different of how they were. And then she gives her uniform, and she's like, here, you're the new housemaid, and if you don't want to be the housemaid, I'm going to put you back in the box. So Madame LaLaurie has no choice, and I really, really like that whole concept of how she was a slave owner, and now she is a maid, so it's kind of like, you know what I mean, it's kind of role reversal on that end, which I really like that a lot. So episode continues. There is a new family moving in next door to the mansion, and Queenie, Nan, and Madison are taking a liking to one of the sons, Luke, as he's moving and everything. And the mom comes out and gives them drinks, and she kind of gives the girls like a nasty look, or not even a nasty look, she just kind of seems very concerned, and she can tell she's a very protective mother. And later on she even explains how she's like religious and everything. So as the episode continues, Zoe visits Misty and Kyle, see how Kyle's doing, and his wounds are all healed up. Misty's, the mud she used from the swamp really worked and everything, except he still has a little scar on his neck. And Zoe's just like, his mom really misses him, I'm just going to take him. And as she takes him, Misty is she's really upset, and you can tell she's really hurt by this, because she kind of grown on to Kyle, and she kind of, I think even before Zoe shows up, she kind of tells Kyle how they have a connection and everything, and she's really hurt when Zoe takes Kyle away from Misty. And that's kind of pretty much a normal feeling for anybody, I feel like. I mean, if you're taking care of someone and then someone kind of takes them away, you kind of develop that relationship with somebody, and you kind of feel like she helped bring him back to life, and she helped heal him, and she kind of she doesn't want someone else taking that place. You know what I mean? I kind of know what I'm saying, but I don't really know. But yeah, and then as the episode continues, it shows Nan and Madison go next door to greet the boy, and Madison is dressed in like this very tight dress and everything, and she really wants to just get with the guy. And Luke really doesn't really seem that interested in Madison. He's kind of more interested in Nan, because she explains her cooking, and she seems a lot more friendly and doesn't come on as strong as Madison does. And then the mom comes in, and she thinks Madison's like the slut and everything, and Madison actually almost stabs the mom, and she kind of throws the knife and it misses her. And as they're leaving, Madison sets the curtains on fire, and Nan is like, I didn't know you could do that. And Madison's like, oh, neither could I until now. So obviously there are definitely hints of Madison becoming the new Supreme, because normal witches only have one power, and then Madison demonstrates not only being having telekinesis, but now she can, you know, she's a fire starter. So I'm really excited about that. And as the episode continues on, Cordelia she meets up with Madame Laveau, the Voodoo Queen. See, you got my names. And she knows about this. Well, before she meets up with Madame Laveau, she is at a doctor, and he says she cannot get pregnant, and you know, I'm no like magician and everything. I'm sorry, no magic and everything like that. So then that's kind of like her final straw. She's like, she's pretty much thinking, you know what, like, I can't get pregnant from any doctor. I'm just gonna do, you know, what I'm supposed to do and just do magic. I mean, and she did not want to do magic, but now she's finally doing magic and gonna use a spell to get her pregnant. So then she meets up with Madame Laveau and explains to her that her spell that can make someone pregnant, and then Madame Laveau kind of explains to her what's going to happen through this process, and that she is not going to do it, and that her and Fiona are enemies, and that she doesn't like, not even Cordelia now, just because she's Fiona's daughter, and Cordelia is really upset with that. Now, as the episode continues, Kyle is at home with his mom, and his mom, she notices that he's not the same, and he has a different body, and everything like that, and she's putting him to bed. And I thought this was the creepiest part of the whole show, and I laughed because it was just so awkward. She's like, oh, good night, Kyle, and like, I know you're not different and everything like that, and then she kisses him on the lips, and then she kisses him again, and then she starts going down his neck and obviously to his area, and it is just extremely awkward, and you're like, oh my god, this woman is crazy. She's like touching her son, and oh my god, I knew, if something's really disturbing or crazy or like taboo, it's definitely gonna be an American Horror Story. So, yay for incest. And as the episode continues, Fiona is out with Madison, and she really sees herself in Madison, and she comes to realize that Madison is in fact going to be the new Supreme, and you know, she's kind of losing her own abilities, and Madison is getting stronger and stronger, and then they even have they're sitting outside a cafe or like a restaurant, and Madison easily controls a guy to stop in the middle of the road and everything like that. So obviously Fiona sees that Madison is going to be a potential threat to her. Kyle is with his mom, and the mom's like, you know, touching him and getting all really creepy and scary, and then he kind of just flips out and takes one of his trophies or something. I don't really remember what it was. And he starts just bashing her over the head with it and eventually kills her. So I like that. It's definitely kind of well-deserved on her part for being, for touching her son is really disgusting. So it was kind of well-deserved on her part. And then, Queenie and Lalaurie are talking and everything, and she actually sees the guy with the Minotaur head and everything, and, she, you know, wants to hide with Queenie and everything like that, and then, you know, Queenie tells her, I'll take care of this, you go, you hide. So Queenie goes outside and sees the Minotaur beast, and she's like, kind of talks with him, and she kind of has this, really nice little conversation with him, and says how they're both seen as beasts and everything, and they just want love. And, I liked that. I liked that approach. It wasn't just like she was just gonna like maybe hurt, you know, she wasn't just gonna like try to kill him or everything or lure him away. She was kind of actually just having a conversation with him. She like, she looks at him and she starts like touching herself, but then she's just like, oh, I want to be loathed by you and everything. So, and then he like started like getting behind her and everything, and I don't really know. I think they were doing it, maybe. I don't really know, but they were obviously like rubbing up against each other and everything, and then he kind of just takes her, and we're gonna find out in the next episode what's gonna happen to her. But then now the biggest part of the episode, well, at least to me, and I'm pretty sure to everyone else, but is when after Madison and Fiona get back from the bar and everything, and Fiona's like really jealous of Madison. She sees Madison coming to power. They're talking and everything about being the Supreme and all that, and how Madison might become the new Supreme, and how Madison's actually killing Fiona and draining her of her powers. And then Fiona she tells Fiona about how she kills her mom, and then she just, bam, just kills Madison right then and there, slits her throat. And at that moment, I was literally like, I was screaming. I really like Madison a lot as a character. I think she's really funny, and I think she's really bitchy. And but I did not see that one coming. I did not know that she was going to die. I knew one of the girls were going to die, but I did not know it was going to be Madison. And she kind of falls on the ground and bleeds out, and she's dead. And but I don't know, because, you know, Kyle died and now he's back, so maybe she might come back. Maybe she might be like a zombie or a ghost if they're gonna bring back ghosts, but I highly doubt that. But maybe she'll come back in some way. But as for now, Madison is dead. It's sad, but it definitely a twist that no one really saw coming, which was definitely. That was the episode. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. It was really entertaining. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and check out my other videos too. I mean, I also make movies and little spoofs and everything, so check that out, and thanks for watching.